Can you still get a 2021 or 2022 Ford Bronco or a Mustang Mach-E or a Ford Maverick? Well, some news sources will have you believe no, and that's not entirely true. That's true for under certain circumstances, and I'm going to clarify what those circumstances are, because you can put yourself in a situation where you're either paying way over MSRP and on top of it getting your Maverick, Bronco, or Mustang Mach-E way down the road. And I will talk a little bit about the F-150 Lightning, because that is something you will get way down the road, almost certainly. But we're going to be talking about Fords today, and in particular the Ford Bronco, because I'm here to help. I'm Johnny. You're at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. So if you like helpful information that helps you, buy safer, smarter, and save thousands of dollars, that's what I'm here for. And that's why coming up very shortly, I'm going to be doing a full build-in price of each Bronco model. So please like and subscribe. I also have build-in prices on the Maverick. So I'm here to help, even when, sometimes I'm only helping a few people. When I do Maverick material, I even have one video that's over 100,000 views, but I don't just stick to the Maverick material. I got to go where the heart takes me, and the heart wants to help. So I'm here to help. So we're going to be talking about the various Ford models and all this news coverage. And of course, news coverage often likes to be negative because, well, that's what pays their bills. This channel doesn't pay my bills, and that's okay. It helps feed a poodle. So when you like and subscribe, it helps feed. And Matty likes to dress him up, so it's embarrassing, but it also helps dress a poodle. But I'm here to help. We're gonna put the pedal to the metal right now and just focus in a little bit more on the Bronco, but it's going to give us a general understanding of each model. So quickly, let's first talk about what actually is relatively negative news, but it's the truth. It's what's really going down. The Ford F-150 Lightning. They've had over 150,000 reservations. They're probably going to be making somewhere between 15 and 30,000 units year one. So that's for the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning, meaning at pretty much every dealership, if you throw in a reservation, even if you shop around at different dealerships, you're probably getting pushed back to, if you're really lucky, year 2, and quite possibly year 3. So, you're probably looking at getting your F-150 Lightning in 2024 or 2025 if you put a reservation down now. But hey, it's $100. And who knows where you're going to be there, and the $100 is refundable, so why not drop in a reservation and see what's going on when you get a call and get told, you know what, it's going to be showing up in, let's say 2 months. You can decide right then and there to cancel everything because it doesn't fit with what's going on in your life, or hey, you've got a Lightning. So those are going to be really, really rare. And speaking of rare things, something to avoid. I'm here to help, and I want to talk about dealers that sell over MSRP. That's a big issue these days and causing a lot of problems. And it's something that I foresaw. I talked about it pretty early on, spring when it came to the Bronco. In the Maverick, one of my first and, throughout my build and price videos, I kept telling people and asking people to get a signed offer. So that's a 1-page piece of paper that's going to tell you, it's not going to tell you what the serial number is. And dealers that tell you they can't print you one off because they don't have a serial number, that's just not true. Don't be fooled. All it needs to have is the make and model. So it needs to say that it's a Ford Maverick, Ford Bronco, and then the trim, the model. It then should tell you what percentage you're going to be paying or cash price, and they sign it. You sign it and you bring it home. And that's what's going to protect you from not paying over thousands of dollars. My Bronco build and price videos coming up shortly in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do every single model. That's also going to be about saving you thousands of dollars to make sure you get the right Bronco for your need. And I like to find creative solutions. If you're just looking for the mall crawler, I like to say, hey, this particular model, you can do this to it and you'll have a perfect, a great looking Bronco. And we'll cover whether you really need certain things like locking front differential, locking rear differential. Everyone says, you have to have the 4.7 rear axle ratio. Actually, I think 95% of people really don't. So we'll cover all that, but let's just stick right to the different models to start off this video. The Mustang Mach-E. Now I've got, local news sources, and people believe this, and they'll say this to people that I know, and I hear it. They'll say, hey, I heard from major news sources that this thing is sold out for at least a year. That's not the case. It is the case. It's not a lie. It is the case at certain dealerships. So if a dealership has all sorts of orders taken in and those orders surpass what they're going to get for 2022, then yeah, if you add on to their list, you're 2023. And that's where what it boils down to simply is shop your dealer. Ask them, hey, how many of these things have you sold? Hey, starting off with that question, they might be real proud to say, oh yeah, we've sold so many, we've got 75 on order. Well, then try to catch them up with the second question of being, how many do you expect to get for the year? And that's where you can tell pretty much where you're going to fall. So you need to figure out what dealership are you going to buy from based on how many orders that they have or reservations that they've received. Now, talking about the Ford Maverick, in the comments section when I was doing my build-in prices, I got, I'll G-rate this. So with a G rating, let's say that I got called, a buffoon, a clown, a time waster because I was telling people to get a signed offer. Months ago, no one could believe me that these things could very well be sold over MSRP because, that makes sense. It was a fair assumption to think they wouldn't get sold over MSRP. It's a reasonably sized truck at an incredible price, and its whole existence, the whole mission of Ford is to give us a great, reasonably sized truck with a fantastic price, a price you can't get on any other truck on the market. But I figured human nature is human nature. People have the survival instinct, less vehicles coming in at dealerships, no inventory. I don't blame dealerships for trying to do this, but I figured some dealerships could very well ask, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more. And, I think we're even seeing 10,000 USD asked extra on a Maverick, defiling its entire raison d'être, its purpose of, being, its reason for existing. But hey, that's what it is. What we can do is we can prepare ourselves. So once again, prepare yourself. Ask for a signed offer. It only makes sense they print you one off and sign it because in the past when they didn't want to lose a customer to someone, another dealership offering a little knick-knack to do business with them after they've spent hours, informing you and, working with you to find the right vehicle, the right model. Of course, they don't want you running off and then, just quickly signing somewhere else, canceling them, so they get you to do the signed offer. Well, it's only fair that now that things are really a seller's market and as buyers, we're disadvantaged. Well, we shouldn't wait 6 months or a year and then get a vehicle that, when it shows up, we get told, well, if you want it, your Bronco is going to cost you $25,000 extra. And then after all sorts of negotiation, they're real nice and they leave it to us for only $10,000 extra. Get the signed offer. It's going to help you out. Now, speaking of Broncos, can you still get a 2021 Bronco? At certain dealerships, yes. And that's big news. And I hope you're still watching at this point. Otherwise, you're missing this big news. Let me do a little history, talk about what's been going on recently and why you can probably still get a 2021. So that could be, mission number one. And then mission number two is if the dealer does want way more than MSRP for that 2021 Bronco, well, then it's a good time to say, well, if I order and I wait, I want to buy it at MSRP. And I think that would be, a fair way to negotiate into the right Bronco. So like I've said, stay tuned for build-in prices because we'll make sure you get the right Bronco and save thousands of dollars. But what can you do to get a 2021 Bronco? Here's the thing. This year, the Bronco has had all sorts of top trouble. And I think for about 98 or 99% of the time, the new tops coming to people are good. These hard tops don't have issues. I even talked about it in my last video. I find the soft top is coming out with a little less wave in the window and a whole lot less wave on the top. I showed that in my last video, the Big Ben soft top that came in. The top definitely looks better than my top. But what can you do? Well, here's what happened. You know, at my local dealer, way back when, this past winter, early winter 2021, let's say, give or take around the month of February, Ford gave them, I should say, the impression that they would get about 20 to 25 Broncos. And, well, it turned out that with all the reservations and, everything that happened, the delays and whatnot, well, that got cut down quite a bit. And of course, Ford, I really applaud them for this. Their goal is really to get reservation holders their Broncos way before they give inventory to the dealers. They really have been focusing on filling orders, not filling dealer lots with inventory. Now, of course, some dealers make fake clients and then say, oh, well, they canceled. But even so that they can have inventory and sometimes sell over MSRP. But Ford is working very hard to avoid that as well. They're telling dealers if they have too many of these so-called canceled orders that they're going to get less allotments, even for people who've ordered, that they're just going to get less vehicles per month in the coming up months, 3-4 months down the road. So here's the thing. However, Ford did a great job of telling all of us what we needed to do if we wanted our Broncos sooner. And the factory wants to build as many as they can per day as possible. That's normal. Factory's mission, build lots of Broncos. Now, here's the problem. A whole lot of people ordered hardtops, and the factory's going to keep rolling even if those hardtops aren't coming in, or the factory can build a whole lot more Broncos per day than hardtops that they're receiving. So we were all told what we needed to do to get our Bronco sooner, simply avoid putting on the Sasquatch because of the, the locking front diff. Avoid a model with a locking front diff, avoid the 2.7 liter, avoid the hitch, avoid the hardtop. Now, I switched up my Badlands. I put it soft top. I kept the hitch. I kept the 2.7 liter, and even then I shot up the list and got my Bronco delivered to me the 10th of September. And what that means, that really did show us all that a whole lot of people kept their hardtop. And I applaud you for being patient and waiting for what, probably does look better than the soft top. The soft top's a little more practical, but the hard top just looks amazing. But the best top anyways is a painted top, and we're not getting those from Ford until 2023. So here's an idea: switch to a soft top and buy yourself a hard top that's painted. Get an aftermarket one when they're available, probably next summer. But here's the thing. Ford told us really well what we needed to do to get our Broncos, and it's very clear not enough people switched to soft top to really keep that factory running every day at full steam. And, well, it's going to run at full steam anyways. So just recently, Ford, for certain dealers, even though they did cut back, so my local dealer, instead of getting 20 to 25, is going to be getting more around, I think it's about 11 for the entire year. But even at just 11, there's still some people that, want the painted hard top or whatever it may be, and they can't get built this year. Well, that means that the local dealer actually ended up getting, for the last week of November, some builds, because the factory's got to do what it's got to do. It's got to build Broncos. And the dealer's going to get inventory, simply put. So what you can do is go around, ask different dealers, call up, and see if they're going to have any inventory. So factory's got to do what it's got to do. They're going to build Broncos. If there aren't any buildable Broncos that are reservation holders, well, they have promised dealers, they're trying to be fair and balance everything for everyone. Obviously, clients, reservation holders are the priority. But if they can't build a reservation holder's Bronco because, let's say, there aren't enough tops, the factory's not just going to close and have everyone sent home to do nothing if they can, be running. So they'll build something that they can build. So obviously, it's going to be a soft top. If you do find a dealer that has inventory coming in, real inventory, it's going to be a soft top for sure. And here's some big news for me. Marie-Pierre needs a winter vehicle. The 2007 Escape, upon closer inspection, would actually have slush going into the trunk. It's really, really rusted out. And I don't feel comfortable or safe having her drive that this winter. We would have to buy winter tires anyways because things didn't work out for finding winter tires, used winter tires on the cheap. So anyways, Marie-Pierre is going to be getting a Bronco. We still want to get the Maverick, but you know, we're hoping that gets built in March, but winter will be over. So in the meantime, she's going to have a Bronco, and we're really excited about that. But we picked up inventory that was on the way because the factory had to build something, so they built what they could build and that nobody else wanted. So if you're still, you know, and that's going to be for the very last week of November. So anyways, a whole lot of customers I think didn't want to make the switch to soft top, possibly because they don't want to receive 2021 Bronco in mid-December when it's basically 2022. So that's probably another reason why a whole lot of people didn't switch over. But if you are looking for a Bronco quick, there's your solution. You can also, of course, do this for, you know, if this doesn't work with your dealer because they want way over MSRP, there's your chance to negotiate. You know, if you're going to wait for a 2022 and maybe end up getting your Bronco in 6 months, and it could be, heck, if a dealer has sold, if they have, you know, 300 orders, in year one they're only getting 75 Broncos, in year two let's say they get 160, you could be waiting 2-3 years for a Bronco, and maybe at some point the same thing will happen for the Maverick. So you need to shop your dealer. That's really simple. And that, just with that out of the way, that's what I want to say to be helpful for today. And that covers everything that I've got to say. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I do hope that you'll catch my build-in prices. I do know that when I talk about Bronco stuff, that's not what feeds the channel. That's not what helps grow the channel in any way whatsoever. It actually hampers the growth of the channel. But I'm not just, you know, I'm not here thinking about how fast can I grow this channel. I'm here thinking about where do people need the most help, and that's where I'm going to build videos, even when I know in advance that it's not going to be a popular video. It's going to kill my stats, hurt the channel. But if only 1,000 people watch this video, but it really helps out 100, let me know in the comment section, because that's the real reward for me. When someone says, hey, you really helped me out, I'm so excited, I got a build date for whether it's my Maverick or my Bronco. That's what gives me, you know, puts a huge smile on my face. And speaking of the Maverick, I do just want to remind everyone, certain things, accessories essentially. If you want your Maverick sooner, try not to make your Maverick a complicated build. Accessories that you can get at the parts department when your Maverick comes in, just do it that way. And there are known accessories that Ford has told us straight out to everyone in the order guide. They've made it very clear to avoid those if you want your Maverick sooner, because they're late availability. So real quick, the tray liner. In the bed, you can order a tray. It's kind of like a cow mat. Why not put in a cow mat? But it's a tray. That equals late availability. Molded mud guards or mud flaps. That is also a late availability. The bed divider and the bars on the top, you know, all these things, just get them from your parts department. Now, of course, you can't get, you know, like most of what's in the luxury package, especially the heated seats or the heated steering wheel. There are things you definitely cannot get from the parts department. So if you like the luxury package on any of the models, get the luxury package. If you're having trouble picking out the right Maverick for you, hey, please watch one of my build and price videos, either on the XL, XLT, or Lariat. I did about 5 or 6 build and price videos, and I really hope that they'll help you pick the right Maverick. That'll help you save money, or maybe even help you spend a little more, so you're not in my situation. For my Bronco, I wanted my Bronco, my Badlands, as fast as possible, and I regret not getting the 12-inch screen. I regret not having the 360 camera, and I guess I'm a bit of a fuss or a princess or whatever you want to say, but I get annoyed, this winter. I know when it's minus 40 out, I'm going to find it less fun to take my glove off, reach into the pocket, unlock the door. Hey, hands get really cold when it's minus 40, in my defense. So essentially, Mach-E, same thing. Shop around at different dealers. Some dealers will have what you could say really oversold the Mach-E, and you might be waiting a year if you order with them. Or heck, theoretically, you could wait more than a year, because dealers, these vehicles get spread out to whether it's a Mach-E, a Lightning, and any model of Ford at any manufacturer. And it's not just Ford that's having issues with markups. Pretty much all manufacturers are, but you need to, whatever manufacturer your vehicle you're looking at, talk to your dealer. Hopefully they're going to be honest with you and tell you exactly where you are on the list, so that if it is a year wait or a year and a half wait, you can know that you can try a different dealer that has less orders, because some dealers have oversold their orders, and Ford and various manufacturers need to have these vehicles spread across the country. And they can't just have, pretty much all of them, 95% of them going to California, and then the rest of the country and Canada sees basically zero Mavericks. That's just not the way it goes. They distribute these around. So hopefully this info has been helpful. If it's not clear, post it in the comments. If it has been helpful, please reward me by dropping a comment. In the meantime, I wish you all more cars and more power. And I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal this week. Have a great weekend and take care.